What's up, people? It's your boy, Marlon O.Bennett. Hey, guys, welcome to day 36 of the Internet Lifestyles Network's 90-day video challenge. Today, guys, I'm going to start a brand new series, and it's entitled Living Your Life Without Limits. So welcome to day one in the first part of that five-part series. And what I'm going to be talking about in Living Your Life Without Limits is living your life without limits. And I guess the question might come to mind when you think about that is, how do you go about living your life without limits? I mean, what do you do? You have to go to school to learn how to live your life without limits. I mean, do you have to take some special kind of course? Or I'm just saying, how do you live your life without limits? And honestly, I'm speaking this as I'm starting to do it. So actually, everything that we'll be talking about is just it's actually practical. It's just doing it. Okay, at my age, right? I think when you get a certain age, you start to realize all the things you thought were so important when you were growing up are not as important as they seem, and the things that are more are really important are things that you can't buy. Okay, so first and foremost, let's just make sure we understand that. Even as we talk about making money, that money is relative. You know what I mean? It of course it's a means to an end, but money can't buy you happiness. I had an uncle though who used to say it may not be able to buy you happiness, but it can definitely take you to a lot more places to look for it. And while that may be true, again, money is just a means to an end. So when we're talking about living your life without limits, I like to think that as you start to really challenge yourself and really go out and try to be the best that you actually can be every single day, that's an aspect of living your life without limits. It's not about how much money you make or what kind of car you drive, what your job title is. It's not about none of those things. You know what I mean? As we grow up and as we evolve as people, we should always be. Our aim should be to be a little better tomorrow than we were yesterday or even the day before. We're people. We should constantly be evolving. And when I talk about living your life without limits, really, I like to think that it entails so many things. I did a video not very long ago where I think I talked about Tim McGraw doing the song "Live Like You Were Dying," and in that song, Tim McGraw talks about being diagnosed with a terminal disease, and until he was diagnosed with that disease, he was basically saying he had never really lived. But once diagnosed, he went out and started doing all the things he ever wanted to do. Basically, I guess he made himself a bucket list and he started doing them. What I said in that video and what I'll reiterate now is you don't have to wait to be diagnosed with the terminal disease to start living that way. And that's what living your life without limits is all about. It's like living your life every day like you only have one more day to live. I don't mean being careless, irresponsible and not accountable. What I mean is take this thing, and ride it till the wheels fall off. To quote, or should I say paraphrase, Martin Lawrence. Do that. I mean, love your wife, your husband, your daughters, your children, your family, your friends, like you've never loved them before. Tell them that you love them. You know what I mean? Have fun. Enjoy life. Do something nice for yourself and do something nice for other people. You know what I mean? Read, explore, imagine, wonder. Remember when you were 10 years old, how the world seemed to be like this oyster? You know what I mean? Everything was a wonder. And then as we started getting older, we kind of lost track of what our dreams were. No, we got to get back to that, right? Particularly in the economy that we live in today. We have to find ways to continue to challenge ourselves and live our lives without limits. I'm never going to stop living my life without limits. I'm never going to stop dreaming. And I don't believe that you're a person that's ever going to stop dreaming either. You just got to find a way to tap back into those dreams. You got to find a way to reinvigorate, your life again if you've lost it. And if you haven't lost it, then by all means, then big thumbs up to you. Keep on moving in that direction. Keep on believing that you can do anything that you put your mind to. Keep on believing that this world is made up and comprised of people just like yourself. And sometimes we get lost along the way. You know what I mean? It happens. It can happen to anybody. I know for a fact that we all go through personal tragedy and loss and sorrow and things like that. But at the end of the day, you only live once. I'll end this by saying this. I was in a store today. I can't remember which store it was, but there was obviously a blind. It was the lady was blind, and she was sort of. I didn't know until I watched the lady helping her inside the store a little bit. But up until that point, I didn't know. It was 7-Eleven. And when we got inside the store, she was moving around inside the 7-Eleven like a person that wasn't blind at all. And I assumed it's because she had been in the store so well that she knew the store. But I'm saying, it was amazing to me how she had a little cane, but she made her way around the store and all the way around to the register. And I thought that was the coolest thing. There are people with vision who can't get around that well. You know what I mean? So, I'm using that as an example because you never know what kind of challenge you're going to be faced with, but you can adapt and overcome them. And the lady in the 7-Eleven was a fine example of that. So keep adapting and overcoming. Keep believing that you can do anything that you put your mind to, and continue to live your life without limits. Stay plugged in for the next episode. As always, you guys know how I like to end my videos by saying, whatever it is you want to do in life, you don't have to be great to do it or get started. You just have to get started to be great. As always, this is your boy, Marlon O.Bennett, wishing you guys wisdom, peace, prosperity, and to living an internet lifestyle without limits. Keep banging.